Let's make sure everyone can chat. BitKids, Dad Kids, are you able to give us a test?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna say that works.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, you never really know what's going on with these Twitter spaces and connectivity. But it looks like people are coming on in here. It's going to be a fun space. Excited to chat with you guys. All right, we'll go ahead and start with our announcements for the week, and we'll get more people coming in here. So the first announcements are if you are a Bad Kids, Slots, or Mad Scientist holder, and you join the Mitosis Discord for your role, make sure to claim your points. You can check the Mitosis Twitter handle for that. Kepler now supports Stargaze for multisigs directly in the wallet. You can go to multisig.kepler.app to play around with that. Make a multisig in 1 minute. DAO can now connect to Stargaze through DAO.zone, so you can purchase, mint, and do anything on Stargaze through a DAO again. On the governance side of things, there is a proposal on Commonwealth to change the collection creation fee to USDC from stars. This will allow the price to stay consistent as the price in stars changes, and give the development team revenue to continue operations. With that, let's take it to our projects for the week. Let's go ahead and start with BitKids and their open edition. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. It's been, how long has it been since we've had BitKids now? I think
a little
over
than
a year.
Probably like a year and a month and a half or something like that.
Yeah, so this was kind of for the anniversary, right? Can you tell us about this open edition?
Yeah. It's been cooking for a while. But the Stargaze technology is there now, so we can do this open edition thing. I'd done some banners previously, but I definitely wanted to do something to like commemorate 1 year. So I was like picking away at that for a while, and I showed Cortland, and I was like, oh, we should do, I want to like launch that on the Discord or something. He was like, oh, you should do it like something special for all the BitKids holders, that's sort of how that came about, and I just want to do something fun. That's about it. So that was sort of the genesis for that.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think it's a fun little banner. Hopefully people will use it on their Discord profiles and their Twitter handles. Can you tell us a little bit about the mechanics, right? So you're going to be using a whitelist on the open edition.
Yes, exactly. Anytime
I can talk about that too if you want.
I'm like, Cortland, you do this. I don't know. So any BitKit holder is going to be like first in line to claim it from Friday for a week. You'll have that opportunity, as I understand it anyway.
And will there be a public mint? Oh, I don't know if you got that. Will there be a public mint?
Do you want me to take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think the plan right now is to, after the filter did an open edition last week, the public mint for that is tomorrow for 1 million stars. So make sure you get your stars transferred over for that if you want that. Some people complained that price was a little on the high side. So we decided for this BitKids open edition mint, it's going to have a more reasonable price. It's going to be 5,000 stars. And the public mint is going to run, it's going to run 1 minute for every year that BitKids has been around. So it's going to run from after the week of the pre-sale. It's going to run from 3:00 p.m. to 3:01 p.m. Next week.
So pretty cool.
Pretty
so
cool. Like 400 minutes or so.
Sorry, say that again?
Oh, no, yeah, I said about 400 minutes after the whitelist ends.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that really wants it, they're going to have to be very focused for that, for that minute to come around, unless they just, have a BitKid.
BitKids, can you tell us kind of how the last year has unfolded as well since you've launched your collection? How have you taken to the NFT community and, working in the space?
Yeah, sure. It's been super cool. Like, it's definitely given me a lot of validation for the stuff I do. It seems like all the BitKids holders are my biggest fans anytime I'm posting anything, like any of my art on Twitter. Um, but yeah, it's been awesome. It's definitely encouraged me to just like work on more stuff and keep up with like doing pixel artwork, which is something I always like to do. But I wasn't always something I was sure like it was worth pursuing. So yeah, it's been really good about that. The community's been super nice. Everybody's incredibly encouraging, and it kind of keeps me going. So, no, it's been awesome, and I'm really happy that like we keep growing. How many BitKid holders we have. The price is up and down, but it's still overall it seems like up. Like I think they started at like $50 or something when people didn't really know how to evaluate them. They spiked really high. And then they're down to a more reasonable price again. So I mean, it's good. It seems like more people are getting a chance to get them now. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, the community, the BitKids community has really grown, and a lot of people also like having their BitKids with their bad kids as well. They're kind of like a little tandem couple. What do you think you'll be doing maybe in the future after this? Do you have any other plans for other artworks, or do you want to focus only on BitKids for now?
No, I definitely want to keep focused on BitKids. Like keep contributing to people that are holding them. That's something I'm very cognizant about. It just seems like a cool thing. Like if you own a BitKid, oh, you have access to this thing. So it's something I want to keep up with. I want to work on other projects, but I have a hard time collecting my thoughts. I have some sort of like working concepts in the background that I'm dumping more art into, but we'll see if they come to fruition and turn into anything. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And definitely gonna keep doing artwork regardless. So you can always follow my Twitter for just random stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of like little Easter eggs in this collection as well. Similar to the Bad Kids one. I'd like you to talk a little bit about one that you were hoping that people found, and I think you may have revealed it. This is with the CRT screen. I don't know if many people know about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's become easier than ever to kind of undo the CRT effect if people want a non like a basic like pixel art bit kid. But yeah, I think from the get go with the project, we thought it would be really fun to apply our CRT effect. And I mean, Cortland might be able to speak to this well too. But like, I think originally we wanted to transfer the images onto an old CRT screen and then like capture them with a high res camera. So it was like is as authentic as possible. But I think that was just not reasonable with like the time constraints we had. I think it was really hard to find a TV like that too. So it just did not become realistic. But yeah, that was always something. I just like that effect. It tends to, if it's used well, it gives like pixel art a smooth effect without like the terrible like smoothing effects like emulators might apply to them. So yeah, I think it has a cool effect. I think most people like it. Some people don't, but you have that option to turn it off. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I've also got a question about how you kind of like handling and managing the community, right? You kind of went from maybe a few people that knew about your art to now having hundreds of people who are holding your art, and I'm unsure the activity and the communication, but I could imagine it's quite a lot to keep up with.
Oh, I suppose it is. It's not too bad. It's just very surreal to see all these like other people with like BitKids as their avatars, but it's been pretty reasonable, honestly. Like I feel like BitKids is a pretty hands off collection. It's like when I have something to give people, it's just there. So like yeah, like there's a few promotional things, but it's not crazy stuff. So it hasn't been too much of an obstacle.
Have the BitKids kind of veered into real life for you yet? Right? Are your friends aware of them? Do you know like people in real life who have them like close to you?
Yeah, I mean, some of my friends are aware of like the thing I'm working on. I don't think they entirely understand it, but beyond that, I like the closest it's gotten to real life is like a few meetups we've done. Like I went to the Nashville convention with the Bad Kids, so Yeah, and that was cool. We made stickers, so I'm still looking forward to seeing those in real life. We just have to disseminate those out like amongst everybody. Once that's hit critical mass, maybe I'll spot one of those like just randomly.
Yeah, I love those BitKids stickers. All right, let's go and hear from UjuLabs about their project, Star Elves. Thanks a lot, BitKids.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, my name is Tasio, and I work kind of on Stargaze and also under the UjuLabs umbrella. And we're releasing this collection called Star Elves. It's a AI anime collection, 10,000 NFT PFP collection.
For the people that don't know you, could you maybe introduce yourself as Tasio, kind of like what you worked on at Stargaze and the intentions for this collection?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like
one more thing as well, Tasio. I don't suppose you could get closer to the microphone. There's a bit of an echo here.
Oh, really? I'm wearing my AirPods.
Well, not an echo. I guess it's just a little hollow sounding.
I'm not sure what to do about that because I'm wearing my AirPods.
I mean,
how bad is it?
You're okay. It's okay. You're totally understandable.
Okay, so yeah, it's a 10,000 NFT PFP collection. I'm Tasio. I'm kind of like one of the internal devs on Stargaze. So I'm enjoying kind of building out a lot of the apps that are part of the Stargaze platform. One of the ones I worked on was Infinity Swap and Infinity Pools. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things we want to add to that as well. Really loving working with the Stargaze team and helping kind of build out the platform. But yeah, Star Elves, it's kind of something I wanted to build to kind of manage some of the apps that might get built out on the platform. So, various UIs and and I think that it's like there's really no plan for it right now. It's very open-ended, but it's something that I wanted to deploy to see if maybe people were interested in it, pull some people in, some developers, and people who want to build on Stargaze, and see if I can kind of start drawing traction with it as a collection. We just kind of want to offer a suite of tools, APIs, services, UIs that people can use and enjoy. And I'm not even sure what those will be right now. It's like I said, it's very open-ended, but we're just kind of starting that process and seeing if we can draw some interest and get people on board.
Right. Yeah. So the goal of the project is to like kind of onboard Cosmosm developers into this community and kind of give them like tools and support to build new applications. Is that kind of the idea?
That would be awesome. We would love to do that. It's super hard to find Cosmosm developers, just because it's very niche. So, it's like open-ended. Like, we could definitely offer support to Cosmosm developers, but also front-end developers, and also not just developers. Really anyone who's interested and wants to contribute, because even people just giving feedback and telling us what they want, what's wrong with our apps, those kinds of things. And I think there's a Star Elves DAO that was just created that people can use to put up proposals, using their NFTs and say what they want and vote on things. And it's very open-ended right now, like I said, but it's kind of setting some pieces in place so that maybe we can grow a community. Like it's kind of like a sub-community within Stargaze that's focused on kind of building and just try to grow this community over time.
Awesome. Yeah. Can you tell us about the art? How did it come to be, and why elves?
So it was the concept was kind of like Stargaze has got a space theme, and so the Star Elves are like some beings from another planet. They're very ethereal. They're very mysterious. They've arrived on Stargaze and they're kind of trying to ingrain themselves in the culture. So that's why they wear kind of like street clothes and stuff like that. It's kind of like the theme is a little wishy-washy, but that's how I liked it. So, if you want to buy into the collection, I think buy into it for the art and kind of start chatting with me and other people in the community.
Yeah. So what's the best way to chat? I guess, do you have a Discord set up?
We don't. I don't know if I'm going to make a separate Discord. I do have to set up a place to chat. I don't know what that's going to be yet. So I'll definitely post updates about that. We need a place to chat. I'm just not sure where to put it yet.
Yeah, we do have also the gated, would call it what the microcosm bot, and you can gate Telegram channels as well, which is fun.
Yeah, maybe that's the solution.
So you came from being pretty entrenched in the development to this is your first NFT project, right? What did you learn going from developer to creator?
I mean, developing this was a lot of fun. I could have spent way more time on it, and I would have loved to, but just kind of constrained on time. But yeah, with some of these AI tools like Midjourney, and it's just a lot of fun to iterate on designs and like imagine different things and have it just happen so quickly. These tools are so flexible. I had a lot of fun. I could have done it. I could have spent a lot more time with it and made it a lot nicer. But just trying to get it out there too.
Yeah, like when did you come up with this concept, right? And yeah, how long did it take to get together?
So I've been wanting to release an NFT collection for a long time, like years probably. And so I'm glad I finally pushed it out there. But yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I bounced around different ideas. I wanted it to be kind of this moody alien theme. And so yeah, that's kind of how it ended up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it definitely gives off kind of like alien cyberpunk vibes a bit.
Yeah, it's a little different.
A little mystical.
Yeah,
a little mystical. All right, let's go ahead and take any questions we have from the audience. Please request to speak, and we will get you guys answered. You can also drop a question or a comment on the thread, and we will get to you. It looks like we've got Rack FM up here. Welcome.
Hey, bro. Can you hear me okay, yeah? Wait, are we good?
We can. Sure. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, your voice is lovely. Honestly, your voice is absolute pleasure, isn't it? Shout out, though, can I just say, I see Serkan down there. Great, like, advisor, guidance kind of person in our Stargaze journey in the last 6 months. But yeah, we came to Stargaze. We kind of like said, in advance, we were going to do this. And we pretty much like delivered. I have to say, Graphene down there, what a goddess this lady is as well. For anyone that doesn't know, in the Stargaze team, there are like the people that will just go to the ends of the earth to help you, and Graphene's one of them. So, like, guys, we did what we said we were going to do, right? You've just had a full EP. It has not been easy. The drama, the work, like our artist, like literally became the hottest property in Cosmos after 3 tracks in. I mean, it took us like 6 weeks, 3 tracks or 7 weeks, if the end of the mint, 7 weeks, yeah. For the first 3 tracks, it's taken us like nearly 6 months now to drop the whole EP, but we did it. And we've also, along the journey, integrated DAOs. We've understood limitations of DAOs, what should be done, shouldn't be done, and like what we're starting to discover now, which is the most important thing, dude, is multi-sig and token-based DAOs versus like NFT DAOs. We can't even have the conversation where they're in the same like breath. They're like apples and battery acid. NFT DAOs are very, very special, and they're going to allow for anonymity, but also they're going to.
I've got a question as well for I guess BitKids and Uju. Do you guys plan to make DAOs, or what are your feelings on DAOs with your collection?
I don't currently. It'd be cool, but I have no current plans to. I don't know about Kuji.
We have a Star Elf DAO that was just set up yesterday. I have to post more about it to kind of explain it a bit, but it's an NFT DAO, so one Star Elf is one vote. So yeah.
So will the treasury be going into the DAO from the mint?
So maybe. The thing is, I don't really know how much it's going to mint out. I'm not going to commit 100% of the mint to the DAO. But I will be committing 100% of the royalties to the DAO. I have to see how much it's going to really even mint, because I have to cover some costs, but definitely 100% of the royalties are going into the DAO treasury.
Yeah, so it sounds like for your project, like you said, it's open ended. So anyone who mints mint the star elf will have equal say in how the DAO is managed, right?
Yeah. So I did. Let me say a little bit more about the mint because I left out some details. So the DAO actually has 10% of the. It was airdropped 10% of the supply of star elves, and I just airdropped 5% of the supply to my own wallet to manage the DAO. So that's just kind of how I'm starting it. It's definitely a bit of a test, because if the DAO is managing like a specific treasury, I don't want it to be like overtaken. The voting power, I don't want it to be overtaken too quickly. So those are kind of my starting numbers. And then a little bit more about the mint. It's a Bad Kids. So the pre-sale is live. It's a Bad Kids whitelist. So if you have a Bad Kid mint now for 280 stars, and then it goes public tomorrow. And once it's public, the mint price is 380 stars. So yeah, that's pretty much all the mint details.
So
Awesome. Thank you. Rack FM?
I'm not going to be controversial. Bro, this is what we've been talking about. What a misnomer. It's not a DAO. It's you, a single individual, pushing buttons. It's taken us 3 DAOs to get to the point of decentralization with DAOs. Like we are going along this journey. And I want everyone, if you're in this room, guys, and you're a founder of an NFT project, and you try and showcase like, oh, we're a DAO, please, I'm going to warn you in the future, just be very, very careful, because we're making all the mistakes, right, that you lot are going to make in the future, but we're also understanding how it's a fallacy at the moment, right? NFT, like literally, we're creating NFT DAOs. We're like the pioneers, and we're calling it a fallacy. It doesn't exist.
So
you've got to think about it. It takes someone to press the buttons in the first place. This is what we talked about the other night, dude. Like, sorry.
So yeah, that's why I'm being transparent about these things, and I'm going to post all of it. I haven't quite posted it yet. I'm not hiding information, but part of the problem is that DAO, it's called, the application is called DAO. So if you create an account on DAO, you're creating a quote unquote DAO. And then, if there's maybe there's some difference between what you're creating on DAO and the abstract concept of a DAO. And maybe there's some variance there. So I think the key is to just be transparent about the details. And that's what my post will delineate.
Well, dude, I'm just gonna jump in.
I'm not creating this. Maybe it doesn't fit into your definition of a DAO. What I'm creating is an account on DAO.
I'm just going to say, though, I will say this, right? Privacy through a secret network with DAO, which is coming soon. It's the only way, right? Any of you guys, the proper people in this room, look in this room, there's absolute, like, shards of the entire ecosystem, right? I'm looking at who's up here. And the only way you guys would ever actually go through governance, right, and release a collection through a DAO is if you had complete privacy, barring the people that are in the DAO and voting, right? At the minute, when we've done it, all our metadata is all public. I mean, we're only doing OEs, so like it's a little bit different from a full collection, but the principles still apply if you think about it. There's no one on earth, you'd be stupid, wouldn't you? I mean, come on, to release a collection through a fucking DAO now, the way it is, without complete anonymity, like an anonymity on governance as well. This is what a lot of people don't understand. You can see my vote. That needs to change. There's a lot of things that need to change. But I will say this, with Stargaze's help, so we wouldn't have done what we've done in the last 6 months if it wasn't for Stargaze's investment in DAO. And we've released 10, we've clip 9 of Red Clips just dropped tonight. If you just want to go and look, it's on the launch pad. It's collection names there, Red Clips 9, blah, blah, blah. We're not even pushing this stuff. It's experiments. But shout out to Stargaze for like really, really accelerating what we've been able to do in the last, I'd say, like 5 to 6 months. It's been incredible to watch.
I mean, if you create a DAO on Secret Network, it's a lot easier to rug, because you are anonymous. A Stargaze on DAO, where the account the main basically starting account is doxed, I can't really run.
No. There's a combination. Right, okay, dude. There's a combination, isn't there? Look, do you want your metadata doxed, or are you happy to be doxed?
I think that it's always good to just have the option, right? Like if you want to have everything private and secret through secret, that's fine. But if you also want to have it public and transparent, that's also fine. I think it's ultimately up to the creator and the people who join the DAO to decide how they want to govern it.
But
and
you
for
can't,
you guys,
you
it sounds like
can't
it
have a
worked out
public
well.
collection. You can't have a public collection because then people would snipe the metadata and create bots around what you've got. So there are things think about it. There are things within metadata that you don't want to be public, right? Pre-mint. So therefore you want to keep them hidden. If
You
you're
mean
doing
just
a
the
real
traits?
collection.
You
Yeah,
mean
well,
the traits?
obviously rarities and yeah, exactly. So there needs to be.
But the mint
There's a
is
middle line,
random.
isn't there?
The mint
You
is
can always
random.
update the metadata as well, right? And a lot of organization is based off of trust. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult. Sometimes it may be difficult to have a completely decentralized entity when there's a large social component. But we are getting to that point, and we're progressing to that point, I think.
So guys, did any of you? Quickly, I'm going to ask: did any of you guys get your EP? We tried. I hope Graphene down there got hers for sure. We tried to get as many people in. Stargaze, how long? 6 months ago, we couldn't even get 150 meg uploaded on there. It was like a drama for 2 days. Dude, we dropped half a gig on there, and it just was I'm not going to even tell you. We tried 3 other platforms at the same time, and Stargaze was the only one that responded. Both the platforms took 2 days to respond, but I'm just going to say the very fact you're opening up this bandwidth is incredibly important for people like us. And there's 100 mints available, 52 on the whitelist. The others, we don't want anyone to mint them. 10,000 stars. What would you do that for? Only if you missed out and you really want to take part. All I'm going to say is, get your EP, get in the Beats by Governance DAO. The video is nearly made for the first drop. Holy shit, man. Stargaze, you gave us a lot of inspiration, and you're going to see. We've just repaired Omniflix back, right, from 6 months ago with legacy stuff. And we're right, okay, here's our legacy. Dude, Stargaze is about to get the entire Rack FM legacy, and I cannot wait for the music that we've got to drop on your platform very soon, man.
Thanks a lot. We're looking forward to it. I want to get back to BitKids and UjuLabs here. BitKids, can you maybe give us some advice for new creators that are looking to start a collection?
Yeah, I can only give as much advice as what worked for me. But I would say if you do anything creatively, maybe get with somebody who is more technically minded and can help you into the ecosystem. It just happened. My brother's, very, very encouraging and helpful about that. But certainly don't give up on the creative, ambitions you have. Cause it certainly led to this, which is pretty cool and unexpected. But yeah, I mean, that's my best advice. I don't have any simple solution for it. It kind of worked out. But yeah, just keep being creative, I guess.
Would you do anything differently if you were to do the project again?
Oh, I mean that's a can of worms. I mean, there's always things I look at. I'm I probably should have tried a little harder on that. I think I probably would have expanded more traits and stuff. But I mean, it was ultimately it was limited by what came before it. We really wanted it to be 1-to-1 with Bad Kids. But obviously there's traits that show up that are not part of the actual metadata. I would have done more of that stuff and just been a little more of a departure. I think we were maybe a little afraid to have really bizarre designs mixed in with the BitKids or Bad Kids that inspired them. But yeah, I'm like ultimately I'm pretty happy with it. But I can always look back and be like, I wish I had done that differently. But I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, creativity within constraints is definitely a thing. And like, are you more of a creator that you need to have kind of like a definitive time to finish, and then you'll kind of do your work based on that deadline, or do you work at your own pace until you are ultimately happy with it?
I like constraints, honestly. It helps me. It helps me work if I have clear direction. If somebody gives me too open-ended of a like a sort of idea, I'll kind of just spin my wheels a little bit. So I definitely like having like a more directed pace and restrictions. I think that actually helps. I think that's even just why I like pixel artwork is like at some point like you're still restricted in like what you have. Like if you limit yourself to a certain canvas or palette, like it helps me. I don't like I don't get ahead of myself that way. So I kind of appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah. UjuLabs, what about yourself? Any advice you'd give to new creators?
Yeah, no, the creative process was a lot of fun. I mean, I guess I would say that the AI tools are just so powerful these days that it allows a non-artist, like someone who doesn't have the physical skill set, to still be an artist in a sense that they can kind of use their skills of curating and decision making to create stuff. Yeah, I would say some of the tools I used were Midjourney, Runway, and Suno. Those were the main tools I used.
Do you think you can give us a little insight into the process of making them? Like, what were some of the prompts you used, or like what were some of the adjustments you made?
So, it's like I had to first find like a base image that I could generate all the other images off of, like a structure for the portrait. And I think that took a while, and that was kind of the starting off point. And then I could generate the images off of that. But it really depends on the type of work you're doing. That was the case for the NFT PFP, but for an open edition or something more flexible, you can use a totally different process. I think the process is also part of the art, because like if you're doing a whole collection, it's going to come from really the process you're using. A different process will generate a whole different collection. Coming up with the process is a big part of it.
Yeah, I also want to mention to any creators who are on the space right now that save some of the work you guys do in the process, because people love to see it. People love to see like how you got to the final product, like started here, ended here, and just see what the change was. I know Steve from the Open Edition did a post about that last week, and it was great. It was really nice to see the entire process through and through. All right, guys. Do you have any more questions or comments for BitKids or UjuLabs coming up tomorrow? A bit of a quiet group here today. BitKids, Uju, anything that you guys want to mention that we may not have covered?
Well, I mean, now that you mention it, I probably have some more like working BitKids stuff that I should probably post about. I'm sure there's some terrible artwork mixed in there that I'm sure people would love to see. So I can definitely get on that. But if anybody does want to follow most of my like non-BitKids related artwork, I usually post that on my Pixelgeist account. But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, like even rejects would be fun to see. Stuff that didn't make the final cut.
Absolutely. I think I definitely have some stuff kicking around. I've done a few posts previously, but I could definitely add to that.
Yeah. UjuLabs, I don't know if you have anything for us, but it's been a fun space so far.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited to hear what the community thinks, if they like the art or what direction they think it should go. And I'm excited to hear some feedback. So if you guys have any thoughts, just post it and tag UjuLabs, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. I think we're good to call to space. Thanks a lot for BitKids, Bad Kids, and UjuLabs, and Bernie for joining. Everyone have a great Freshman Friday tomorrow. Looking forward to the mints, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.